The Arcturian Group Message, February 7, 2016. Dear ones, we greet you in love with information and encouragement regarding your spiritual journey. For most of you, all is proceeding according to plan even when it seems nothing is happening. The process of clearing everything old and finished while integrating the new involves time and energy for the human form, and this often manifests as a lack of energy, tiredness, and malaise. Honor the process by allowing yourselves to rest more. The moment an individual chooses to evolve, no matter how many years or lifetimes ago it may have been, the train leaves the station. Many of you specifically chose to be here at this time of powerful ascension energy in order to complete any remaining third-dimensional lessons and graduate. This is why some of you have had so many painful and difficult experiences during your life. Know that the moment you say "show me the way," and begin to seriously seek truth, you are giving permission for whatever remaining experiences may be necessary for your full awakening. Revisit the most painful experiences with your now more evolved awareness and ask, what did I learn from this? You may well find yourselves blessing and thanking those who gave you your most difficult times, for these experiences serve to force an examination of one's belief system, followed by an ability and willingness to begin releasing whatever concepts and beliefs were involved in the situation. It is time to let go of whatever traditions, rituals, and actions you may still believe necessary for your spiritual growth. This belief imbues things or actions in the outer with power they do not innately have, as all power is within. In the beginner's journey, the tools are important and serve as a bridge to deeper awareness. Once an individual attains the consciousness of all power being within, he no longer needs the tools, they have served their purpose. We do not say you cannot enjoy these things. It can be uplifting and exciting to attend some service or ceremony, light symbolic candles, work with crystals for their energy, and oils for their healing properties. Chant, drum, dance, etc. as much as you wish, but do it with the understanding that these things cannot make you more complete and whole than you already are. We see many sincere students of truth still struggling to be perfect according to some societal concept of spirituality, and then believing themselves to be failures when they are unable to live up to the criteria. Concepts of spirituality for the most part represent a world that itself does not understand that everything is spiritual, not just certain things deemed to be spiritual by some expert. There is no purpose or benefit in struggling to meet some human standard of perfection, and you will understand this fully as you move into the realization that you are already innately perfect and whole, and always have been. The consciousness of mankind in general does not know this, and thus perfectly manifests myriad universal images of duality and separation. It is only through loving yourselves, warts and all, that you can come to love others unconditionally. A common misconception is that love is always be accompanied by a loving emotion, or it is not love. Then you see someone doing something despicable, and think, I cannot feel love for this person. I must be a spiritual failure. It is okay to acknowledge when someone is acting like a jerk, even when you discover the jerk to be yourself. The ability to observe does not disappear as you spiritually evolve, but need not be accompanied with guilt, for sincere observation and then examination is a powerful tool for growth. Living unconditional love does not mean you must invite every person to your home, try and become their friend, or vote for them, but it does mean acknowledging the spark of light within every living thing, including self, regardless of how unawake they may appear to be. No, dear ones, unconditional love is not always accompanied by a loving emotion, although that is often a part of it, but is simply the natural flow of a consciousness that understands the core of all life to be divine regardless of appearances to the contrary. It is a state of consciousness that recognizes all negative actions to represent a consensus consciousness of separation from God and all others. The evolved consciousness also understands that there are some who need to spend time away from society or be disciplined according to their level of awareness if that person is to spiritually grow. Unconditional love never means being a doormat, nor does it prevent you from leaving some situation that may be physically, emotionally, or mentally harmful. Unconditional love is the process of acknowledging reality in spite of any appearances while taking whatever appropriate actions you are guided to take. There are no failures, only learning experiences. If everything was perfect all the time, how would you learn? You chose the energy of the third dimension as your path of evolution, specifically because of the challenges and learning opportunities within duality and separation. And when a soul graduates from Earth School, they will be powerful guides for others. There comes a point where the very difficult personal lessons cease as you no longer need them in order to evolve. Life becomes easier. Many of you have arrived or are quickly arriving at this place in your journey and are enjoying being guided from within instead of frantically seeking and studying in the without. Many serious spiritual students continue to experience a sense of failure when they stumble or revert to some old habit. Loving yourselves includes non-resistance and agreement. Whenever you find yourself saying or doing something unloving, just say to yourself, "Oh, that was interesting. Yes, I could have handled that better." You make amends if any are needed, but then pick yourself up and move on. Lesson learned. Everything has only whatever power you imbue it with. No human word or action can alter or change divine reality. Take time to examine whatever beliefs, issues, trends, concepts, traditions, laws, etc. you are still giving power to. Learning to love self is frequently blocked when a student starts to compare himself with society's heroes and saints. No one can ever know the inner world of anyone else, their struggles or who they really were. What you know of them is often simply someone's biased opinion representing whatever current concepts of greatness may be in vogue. Being famous is often part of a chosen pre-birth plan for the purpose of learning some necessary life lesson, and has nothing to do with being better than another. In reality, no one person can be more holy, better, more blessed, or gifted, etc., than another, for all are in and of the One. The One manifests itself in infinite form and variety, but over lifetimes and through experience, everyone becomes very good at certain things. There really are no child prodigies, it is simply that these young talents have had lifetimes of doing it. You all have certain abilities that are easy for you which others may find difficult. You have done these things before. Everyone who is extremely good at what they do has spent lifetimes getting to where they are now. It begins simply with a craft, a dance, a play, a song, or interest in something scientific. Then in following lifetimes they pursue more information and techniques, seeking out, discovering, and practicing as best available for the time. Each lifetime builds upon the previous. Hence is born a prodigy or child genius. You bring your attained state of consciousness with you. Learn to accept and honor who you are right now, the not-so-aware you, just as much as the aware you. You are only expected to live from your highest awareness, and when you do, more is given. As you learn to trust your intuition, you will discover that you are immediately aware of when something could have been done or said in a more loving way. Love is the answer to every issue facing mankind on Earth at this time. Every seeming insurmountable problem, large or small, could be resolved with love, which is why you may have noticed that the topic of love seems to be increasingly pouring forth from spiritual teachers representing all paths and modalities. Pollution, war, and lack or limitations of every sort cannot manifest from an energy of love, oneness. The more the people embrace this truth, the more light can and will shift the old paradigm into the new. In and with much love for our courageous sisters and brothers assisting Gaia and her peoples at this intense time, we are the Arcturian group. Channeled by Marilyn Raphael. www.onenessofall.com